I was like, hey, man, recording podcast.
Sure,
What am I?
man.
And be sexy doing it. Get me.
Yeah.
He said can't guarantee the sex.
So, have you seen that animation that they did for the $21 donation on Maximilian's stream?
No, actually, I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, it's fucking priceless. like Max's cartoony looking motherfucking face is like it slowly starts popping up from the bottom of the screen, and his mouth is just like wide open while Kenny's doing this like that little jig that he does with the dance. It just looks fucking hilarious.
What? Oh, and that's how we're going to begin our podcast right there, everybody. This is Nom and my good buddy Mauler, and we're talking about 21, suck my dick. So suck me dick. And I watched a little bit of his podcast the other night. They were playing. It wasn't Street Fighter V they were playing. It was, what were they playing last night? I don't remember.
They were playing, well, last night, wait, are you talking about the stream? Last night they did Kenny's birthday. It was actually Kenny's birthday.
Yes, they were
yesterday.
playing MKX, right?
And, yeah, they were playing MK2. They were going up
Mortal
through
Kombat 2,
they were
that's
playing MK2, MK3, and they eventually started playing some other stuff. I can't remember exactly what, but the stream was over so short. Like it was a short one because I guess it's a Sunday, but yeah, I was just hoping that there was more to it. And by the time I got back from doing what I was doing, they were already done. I didn't get to see a whole bunch of it, but it was pretty cool from what I saw. Like it was really cool. Happy birthday, Kenny!
Happy birthday, Kenny! And I think they went and saw the movie Deadpool because I saw Max was talking about it on Twitter about how that guy could easily play Cable, and the thing is that actor he's promoting himself. He's like, hey, I can play Cable. I look like Cable. I'm bulking up. Let me play Cable.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to get Fox's attention. I think it's going to get Ryan Reynolds' attention. And I
did not see who was it that was basically saying that they wish to
Lang, I
participate as
think.
Cable.
It was I know the last name is Lang. Let me look at my Twitter. But but I, like you, I have not seen Deadpool yet.
Yeah.
And out of all the people you think would see
I watch it so
Deadpool,
bad.
I do too.
I know.
The
dude with the profile picture of Deadpool.
I know. I was thinking the name. But and I was actually right. Stephen Lang. He was in Avatar.
Stephen Lang?
He was a guy in Avatar.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the general dude?
Yep. In Avatar.
Oh my God, he's good. Yeah, definitely.
I honestly think he can play.
He's pretty.
He could definitely play a hard ass Cable. I think he can pull it.
Yeah.
I was reading.
Especially.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, especially with the role that he played in Avatar. I mean, he kind of made that role as the fucking like ruthless general. You know what I mean? Like he was a badass. That one scene where he starts shooting at the freaking the vertibird or whatever the hell it is, whatever the helicopter is. He starts shooting at it.
Dude was
goes
a
out
maniac,
of the
man.
he goes out of the room without even putting on a gas mask, a breathing mask. And that was just ballsy, dude.
It was like it was almost like Avatar was just setting him up to play Cable.
Yeah.
You want to know my all right?
He's
Speaking
good,
of
man.
Avatar, you know what? Like, a lot of people disagree with me, but you want to know what my big problem with the movie Avatar was? It was too long.
What?
It was just to me.
It was pretty.
To
it was
me,
a decent,
it was a 3-hour movie.
Decent length.
It was 3-hour movie.
No way.
It was a 3-hour movie. It was. It was too fucking long.
Hold on.
Too fucking long.
Get movies.
2 hours at most is a good movie. When you start getting 3 hours, I just lose interest. And like I almost fell asleep. And luckily I didn't. The only reason I watched that movie all the way through and didn't fall asleep was because I was seeing it in 3D. And that was literally the only.
Well, yeah, me too. I saw it in 3D.
It was really fucking cool
really
in 3D.
3 hours?
It was pretty goddamn
I'm trying to
long.
look.
It was
162 minutes. That is 2 hours and 30 minutes, 32 minutes.
I mean,
so
it's
almost
still,
3 hours.
It was.
I mean, that's not.
I felt like they kind of like I kind of felt like they were like doing scenery porn, you know, like landscape porn. Like, look at all this
but
pretty.
That's not,
you
oh,
know,
really?
like
but that's not a bad thing when you. But that's kind of like what hooks the person into the atmosphere of the whole entire story. It's like when people see a movie that's like a sci-fi movie, you know, they want to be invested into the landscape. You know what I mean? They want to be invested into the setting, like as if like, whoa, this really is like a whole another location. You know, it's nothing like we've ever seen before. You know.
I will give you that. The movie was beautiful, and I think one of the things I remember most it isn't even the movie a part of the movie I remember. It's well, actually, it involves a part of a movie. Remember when all those like light flower things were floating around? People in the audience, I mean, the shit looked so real and so in front of your face. There was like kids reaching out to touch it, and
reaching out and touching.
That was, I mean, it wasn't like I didn't look at them like you idiots. It's 3D. No, I looked at it, I was like,
little kids.
Wow, this is like really interactive. This is really cool. Like even I was like, you almost feel like you could reach out and touch this flower that was right in front of you. And you didn't feel dumb about it because it was just that well done. I mean, there's a lot of 3D movies where, you know, things fly at you and whatever. But just being able to see the whole audience forget that, you know, this isn't really there and reaching out for it really made them sucked into, I guess, the environment of it.
Yeah, definitely. They really did do a good job on it. Like it wasn't just the action sequences, but also just the little things that you could really appreciate in the whole entire movie. You know, that they really took advantage of the 3D.
Now, when they start doing that with porn and the money shot, we're gonna have issues. Audience is gonna be reaching out. Audience is gonna,
don't forget the Oculus Rift. Don't forget the Oculus Rift.
God, you know how many podcasts have already talked? CU Podcast has already talked about that. Completely Unnecessary Podcast with Pat Contrini and Ferguson. Yo Video Games Podcast with Andrew and Matt Simmons has already talked about this. I'm pretty sure every other fucking podcast under the planet has talked about
that
the
POV.
fucking...
that POV, though. POV, though.
I know, and you know what? I will... I wonder if somebody does something like that, is it considered cheating if you're married? That's my question. Like, I'm fucking an imaginary person on a... It's just like... what would be the difference between just jerking it?
Pretty jealous.
Yeah, I mean, like,
housewives.
Exactly. When they come home and you're like looking at some Latina POV porn that you're just fleshlighting to, and your wife is like ginger.
Oh my God! Oh, okay. Let's stop right there.
I wasn't lewd.
Lewd.
That's the dark thing of the podcast, everyone. You know.
Yeah, that's all right. Moving on.
And then all of a sudden, next time you put the helmet on, there's like two little Latino kids. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So
oh my God.
Every time you put the helmet on, she's like, "No, you need to support them." Wait, what?
No, this is too interactive. This isn't what I asked for.
I didn't want to have kids with it, you know.
But anyway,
imaginary sex leads into imaginary kids. There you go.
Since we're onto the subject of movies that we didn't get to talk much about, the anime Berserk last time.
I definitely had a thought about it. It's kind of like, and I guess this is going to kind of spoil talking about the first Berserk movie. So, spoiler alert. Right now.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't
seen Berserk,
here's what I got.
It's a really fucking old movie. Yeah. If you haven't seen it by now, go fuck yourself.
Not actually, the movie's not that old. The movie's like the first movie's from 2012 actually. The original anime series though, the original series is 4 years still. I mean, like a lot of people don't know what Berserk is.
If I haven't seen Deadpool in 4 years, that's my fucking fault. You know, like people
but that's a different story. Yeah. A lot of people know who Deadpool is. Berserk is like, believe it or not, Berserk is not very popular compared to other shows right now, like Attack on Titan and Naruto and all that other shit.
I think the biggest issue is that I think it carries such a serious tone and such a serious subject. It's kind of a turn off because a lot of times when people watch anime, they either want it to be fun, they want it to be full action. People have their expectations.
Well,
and
that's not necessarily true. Not entirely true. There in the original anime, in the original one that aired in 1997, that's when it was. It was lengthy, but it definitely had its fair share of battle sequences and stuff like that. Like there was character development, there was battle sequences, there was just a lot more in-depth story compared to the movies, which summarize.
Here's the thing that really confuses me about, Guts is easy to understand, Casca's easy to understand, but the guy they were following, I'm brain farting, I can't remember his name. What's his name?
Griffith?
Yes, Griffith. Anyways, the one thing is like when you watch it and you hear what he said at the very end of the first movie and you look, it's just like obviously he has a following. He has I guess a gang.
Yes, there's people that people have devoted themselves to his
and the
his
thing
cause,
is like
his dream.
You don't know whether it's a cult, a gang, a following. You don't know whether he's an asshole or not. And even after the shit he said at the very end of the movie, I still could not be like, this guy's a dick. I couldn't fully, because he just said it as it is. He's like, you know what? This is my goal. This is my dream. And obviously,
he's not going to let anybody
Guts
stop him from doing that.
Yeah, and Guts and Casca were obviously overhearing him. I don't know whether he knew it or not.
Casca knew. Casca knows that she's not good enough. See, what the original anime does a much better job of showing is that Casca is basically, as a character, she's always been devoted to Griffith. She's always wanted to repay Griffith. She's wanted to be that. She's wanted to be his woman, and she's wanted to be his sword. And she can't be any of those things. She knows that she can't be any of those things, which leaves her dream completely just destroyed.
Well, at the same time,
she'll never fulfill her.
At the same time, I mean, the one thing that this anime does covers, and I don't know whether it's doing it on purpose or not, is it's covering, obsession. It's covering.
Yes, ambition.
It's covering cult followings,
friendships.
Friendships. It's covering so many bases that and when you first told me about it, you're like, by the time you're done watching the first one, it's going to make you think. And then I kept thinking and thinking and thinking more about it, and more and more and more about it, and I kept thinking more about Griffith than anybody else in the thing, and that's exactly what they want.
Exactly. Griffith is a very complex character. He's a very complex character.
You can't say he's a bad guy, but at the same time, who doesn't want more attention? Who doesn't want more power? Who in this fucking world doesn't want more attention and power? And who doesn't want things to get in their way that can negatively affect them from achieving their goal? When he sees the people around him and he realizes, and what he was basically trying to say is, no one around me can help me achieve what I fully want to dream. But when he was talking to her, he's like, but you can. Because it gets him in. And
well, he didn't say that she can get. He didn't necessarily directly say that.
I don't know whether he wants her or I don't know whether he actually.
The reason that he wants her is there. You can tell what it is. He doesn't need to say why he wants her. The princess. He doesn't need to say that at all. You know why he wants her, and Casca know why he wants her, and why he doesn't want her. You understand? And really, Griffith is selfish. He is selfish, and that's the thing about him is that
I think the fact that he himself, you never see him act, and for instance, Guts. Guts has acted violently. Guts has killed. Guts has obviously gotten into shit.
Guts is the one that is his...
Griffith could kill everyone if he wanted to,
Yeah,
Griffith can kill Guts, he
he's
can
the
kill Casca,
strategist.
but you never actually see him do anything really evil himself in the first movie to make you go, okay, that's the fucking bad guy. But what he says at
Okay,
the end
no,
of the movie,
no,
and what he says at the end of the movie makes you wonder, okay, is this somebody that needs to be dethroned? Is this somebody that needs to be stopped? Is this somebody that needs to be helped? It's really kind of like, it just leaves it wide open. You know?
You kind of the whole thing about Griffith is that the whole concept about Griffith is that he's very complex, and that leaves the audience feeling conflicted over what to feel over him, because at times he can seem fun, carefree, not like just actually considerate.
Yeah.
And then at other times, like at the end of the first movie, you see him with this evil, not like this very like evil smirk on his face.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole time that this conversation is going on, there's an alert, so and so has been killed, blah blah blah. He doesn't move a muscle when he hears about, the child. He doesn't move a muscle. He doesn't change his expression. He stays focused on what he just wanted to achieve the whole time. Guts is Griffith's, basically his power. He's the ace up his sleeve. You know what I mean? Like, he can always count on him. He can always use him to get what he needs. And that's the whole reason why he says at the beginning of the movie, he says, "I want you, Guts." And a lot of people will, there's a lot of homoerotic undertones there, but
Yeah.
in all honesty,
I mean, in today's age now, with everything like that, it doesn't really phase. I mean, granted, there was a lot of undertones about it, and it's very strong. It's very apparent that that's there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there was obviously. I mean, the I wouldn't even say undertone. I would just say blatant, like, hey,
But the thing
really
is, here's
the
deal. Here's the deal. Griffith is not that kind of. He doesn't have a. What you could say about him is that he doesn't necessarily have a preference. That's the thing about him, is that there's an example in the original anime where it's pretty much in the first half of the season where what the first movie covers, if not a little bit into the second movie. He actually takes advantage of a ruler that basically has an interest in men. So he uses that to his advantage to basically get resources and supplies from said ruler. And he talks to Casca. Casca talks to him about it. She thinks that, like, she sees him up in his tower one night, and she thinks that it's just her imagination or whatever, or that they were just doing business or whatever. And she goes to ask him about it. She confronts him about it. He says that she was right in what she assumed, like, what she was thinking. That he was up there doing some nasty stuff. And she, and in turn, ends up, she ends up asking him why he would do such a thing like that, a disgusting thing like that. And it goes back to this event that occurred where Griffith witnessed a child that was among his ranks. He was like a squire. He ended up dying in a battle. And he takes it upon himself. He takes it upon himself to say that his dream is what caused this boy to die. And see, now this is the considerate part of Griffith that comes into play here, where he actually, he there's a hint of him. There's just a subtle part of him, that really does care. And he ends up doing this to get supplies and resources that will help their fight. It'll help them. That way they don't have to go through countless battles, losing countless people, and suffer the same kind of losses that happened with that boy. You still there, Nom?
Yep. I'm just listening.
But you understand what I'm saying? But you understand what I mean?
It's like, and that's where the conflict comes into play. because he really makes you go back and forth on it. And unless there's some sort of validation like he gave at the end of the first Berserk movie that made Guts go, well, fuck this, I'm going to go do my own thing, and maybe if I come back, maybe I'm worthy. I mean, there was some validation to what... I honestly think a lot of people that follow him don't have a full understanding of why they're following him, but Casca and Guts did hear what his true intent was, which is what caused... I don't think it really changed Casca, because...
You'll see in the upcoming movies, you'll see... We still have yet to watch the second one, but where the first one ends, you basically get this idea, the reason that so many people have followed Griffith is because he has a charisma, a charm about him that, it just, he does speak leadership. He does speak a leadership. He can really rally a group of people to believe in something. And that's what really brought.
I don't. The funny thing is like the movie doesn't really show how he rallied them. You just kind of appear in a village full of people, being just followers. And
followers.
The movies.
That's what the movies. That's what the movies do. That's what the movies do is that they summarize the story. That's really what it is.
So
the movies summarize the story of the original anime. So if you think that this story would be intriguing enough, that you would actually be interested in seeing this story through to the end, with all the character development, all the action sequences.
The action sequences, people, are top-notch in the movies. Really, the battle between him and that huge knight was just putting the sword into the center of his head. He's like, I surrender. I am the weaker one, and he's just like, whatever, plonk, fucking sword to the dome, and then everybody's like just eating, both sides are all like, well, that was kind of
holy shit
up.
What just happened?
Both sides
really just accomplished what we thought.
Yeah, and then he just kind of walks out of the battle like, all right, you motherfucker, I don't care. I just wanted to get the big guy, and because he really was. I think honestly, I was either Casca that said it. That said, he was just a big meathead looking for another, sword to battle, He's always swinging his sword around like a mad dog. Yes. That's what she calls him, a mad dog. And it's true. He really was. He was. And if he hadn't run into
back
Griffith,
then, that's what he is. That's the whole thing. That's what he is.
I honestly think if he hadn't run into Griffith, I think if he never met Griffith, I think he would have finally met his end as somebody that would have been a better sword. Honestly.
Now here's the thing. That could be the case. In a way, Griffith is his resolve to become stronger.
Yeah, because he couldn't beat him. He couldn't beat him. He knew he couldn't beat him.
He didn't beat him at the time. He knew he couldn't. Yeah, he didn't beat him at the time. He couldn't beat him at the time.
Yeah, and hell, even Griffith's like, you got lucky with that big knight. And I guess that's just how it played out. And Griffith
but that's the thing about...
Did you notice though Guts didn't verify that? He's like, yeah, maybe. He's just kind of
he said, probably.
Yeah,
he said probably.
Yeah, but that was just his testosterone talking. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, he starts off like that. Yeah, that's the thing. But that's what Guts is as a character. He is an anti-hero in the beginning of the movie. He's not anybody. He's not fighting for any heroic purpose. He's fighting just to test his might, to survive and just make a living. Just make some money, get a living by fighting as a mercenary.
He was roaming. I mean, he was roaming all over the place.
Exactly.
Just, I mean, he was in some ways a merc for hire. He'd do his job, and
no, he was a mercenary. Period.
Yeah, was he?
He was a mercenary himself.
Okay, I mean, he was just
they're all mercenaries. They're all mercenaries. And that's why the royalty looks down upon Griffith and his whole company, the Band of the Hawk, because they're mercenaries. They're commoners. They're not noble. They have no nobility. That's where there's another conflict in there as well. Yeah. But anyway, if you haven't seen the original anime, watch the original anime first. If you're gonna watch the movies. The movies have better animation, decent, they have pretty good animation quality at times, a lot better than what the original anime is, except for some shitty CG at times in the
I
first
think
movie.
it was. I
The
think
CG gets better.
they were like, let's see what happens if we throw some money at this, and honestly, I think the first
Well,
one could have
this
done without the CG. All right,
yeah,
the very first
the
scene,
second and third movie.
the first scene was just to be pretty. That's honestly the whole fight
Yeah.
and everything. That was just
Well,
like,
I mean that whole battle scene, yeah.
yeah, that was
But
just showing off.
there were some CG moments that are kind of like choppy as fuck, like the random soldier running across the rooftop. That was very choppy.
Yeah, it
There's a lot of
was.
animation sequences that were really choppy.
Um,
But the second and third movies do a much better job of utilizing that CG effect, in my opinion. But the original anime series altogether, I feel, is a better, grittier experience. And it just has a lot more story to offer and character development to offer.
I think it's one of
rather
those
than
animes
movies.
that you got to be devoted to the story, pay attention to the story,
Yeah,
and you have
yeah.
to love the characters.
Definitely.
Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it if you don't pay attention
I mean,
to
who
the
the
story.
fuck?
Yeah, it's just like if you're a Dragon Ball Z person and you need no story, then it's not the one for you. But also, speaking of anime that we've been talking about, I started watching Death Note, and obviously you have seen Death Note, and I'm only 3 episodes in,
Yeah.
and I am hooked.
It's a pretty good show. It's pretty smart. I think that it's got a lot of like there's a lot of like nail biting moments. You don't know what's gonna come next.
So I'm just gonna speak shortly about Death Note. I saw a bunch of people on my Twitter talking about Death Note, Death Note, Death Note, Death Note, and I was like, all right, it showed up on Netflix, and I am watching it in English, but I do have the subs on. That I feel like if I was watching in Japanese, the subs would be on, and
Yeah.
I'm reading the subs more than I am listening because it is so fucking different what they're saying.
Of course, I
It
told
is
you. Like
night
and that's why
fucking day. Like
I told you it'll be polar opposite.
it
of
is.
like,
It's. I mean, they're
the
saying the
slightest
same basic
difference.
thing. They're saying the
but
same basic
the tone.
thing.
It's the tone.
It's completely
It's
different. Now, I'm only 3
Exactly.
episodes in. The first episode was him discovering the book and being like, "Oh my God, this can't be real." The second
This can't
episode
be
was
real, he
the
tests
second
it.
episode was validating that it was real. Third episode, he's just
and
a
actually beginning to
straight up
start.
he's just a straight
Yeah.
up mass murderer.
Yeah, basically at that point
You
in the
know.
third episode, he's basically put his plan into motion, where he's going to start doing these things to make the world a better place. Now, I mean, his character is quite like, I get it. Like you think that the world is rotten and that there's bad people out there that need to be punished, this and that. It's like Boondock Saints, for God's sake. It's the people that do injustice need to be brought to justice.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, just like honestly, at first it was like the second episode. Oh, okay, it's just, he's just like he's just killing bad guys and all that shit.
Yeah,
And then
that's how it starts.
And then
But eventually, there's people that want to get in his way.
Yeah,
and that's when he starts.
And I honestly, when he killed the agent at the end of the third episode, it's just like, okay, now you're just an asshole.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Yeah. See,
when he killed the
that's
agent, and
basically
the agent was like the only one to realize, holy shit. He kept going, I heard that voice before. I heard this voice before. And he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
But obviously, when he realized, and here's the interesting part about the anime. It's the police department and the FBI, they all realize that this is not coincidence. There can't be this many people having heart attacks. This is either some sort of poison or some sort of supernatural being
something
killing
going on,
people.
yeah.
They're like, you can't have 300 people die of a heart attack in a prison and not think there's something going on. And then they nicknamed him Kira. So now, I mean, like, I can kind of see where this anime is going. Even though I'm only 3 episodes in, I can see where it's going because he's killing people that deserve it. He's killing people. But here's the thing. The federal agent was the first one that didn't deserve it. and that's where the
Well, yeah,
spiral.
but
That's where he's going to spiral.
Mhm.
What if somebody like makes fun
Downward
of him in
spiral.
class? What if somebody cuts him off or whatever? He's just going to start
Well,
dropping
it's never
people.
been like that. It's never been like it's never like that for him. I will say that it's never like that for him. He only deals with the people that are what he wants
He
to do.
deals with bad
is
people. He wants to make it a whole
hold
new
on, hold on.
world, and he only
Yeah,
deals
he
with
wants
people
to
that
make a
get
whole new world
close.
and be at the head of that. He wants to be at the head of that new world.
Oh yeah, he wants
He
to be a
wants
god.
to basically, yeah. And what happens is he's so caught up in this that he will not let anyone stand in his way. And that goes for federal agents, all this and that.
I think it's
anybody
well
that's
written.
whether they be good or bad.
I think it's well
Yeah.
written because, like L is basically figuring out everything step by step, and the
Well, yeah,
police are
because
listening to
basically
L.
L is his like polar opposite. Like
Yeah.
he's his rival, like his nemesis. You know?
Yeah,
He's
and
going to
he can't figure out
test
his
his,
name. He can't figure out his face. I think he thought the
Yeah.
agent following him was L at one point, but then he figured out it
no,
was an
he
agent.
thought. Yeah, that's the thing. He I don't think he thinks that it's L. No, I don't think that because
I honestly
he realizes
thought
that L's smarter than that.
I honestly thought he was going to take Shimigami's deal where he gets half his life, for having
No.
the eyes, and he's just like, nah, I want to be around to see everything happen. It was just like, and he led that motherfucker on, but what he did on the bus was pure fucking genius. That was just where he dropped a piece of paper. The robber, or I'm getting ahead of myself. There was a criminal that robbed a bank, and then he
Yeah,
finds out that
gets
he
onto the
can
bus.
make someone act a certain way before and after. So he could write in a book that he takes over a bus at gunpoint, and he ends up seeing some sort of mystical creature, which ended up being the Shinigami. He dropped a piece of paper,
'cause
he
he touched
touched
the
it,
page.
and then he
He
looks
touched
up and
the
he can
paper.
see him, and the Shinigami didn't even
And
know
starts
about it.
freaking out.
Yeah, even he didn't even tell
Yeah.
him.
He's like, "Oh, you can see me?"
He's like,
he goes, "You can see me?"
"You must have touched the paper in the Death Note." And he just starts walking toward him, and he's like shooting through him, and he's like, "Bullets can't kill me." And I was just like, I was like, "Oh my god, this is fucking genius." And then I knew the moment he jumped out of the bus, I'm like, he's gonna get killed. And then he got hit by a fucking car. And it was all planned out, and I think it was kind of funny. The guy that has the Death Note is not letting the Shinigami in at all. He realizes who he is. He realizes. So I'm just kind of like, oh my god, this anime. And then at the same time, but in the mall, when he dropped that guy that was in front of that store in the mall, then he's like, oh, he kept getting away with sexual,
Harassment.
yeah, well, sexual acts or whatever, and he just drops him dead, proving that he's like, I'm gonna have to kill somebody to prove to you that I am Kira, and he took a big risk there, though. I honestly think he took a big risk, and
The whole show, he's really taking risks.
I mean, it's like it's like a fucking mystical Japanese anime version of Dexter.
It becomes a cat and mouse game with L and Kira, and the thing is,
you can see that,
yeah. The thing is that in the beginning, when Kira was gonna kill L, he said he was gonna, he wrote the guy's name down in the book, blah blah blah. It was just a decoy. It was actually just somebody that was on death row. And L comes onto the TV with his, little L insignia. He basically says, I just wanted to see, how that works exactly. I wanted to be sure. That must mean that you need a name and an image of the person to be able to see who you want to kill.
Yeah, but here's
and
the
that's
thing.
How he deducts that.
I'm wondering, though. All right, since could a nickname work in the Death
No,
Note?
and I don't think so. No, I don't believe so. I believe it needs to be the name, the full name. The thing is that, like, after that point, Kira realizes that, oh shit, I underestimated this guy. that mean that at that from that point on, he refuses to make mistakes when it comes to L, and both him and L are basically playing a game of wits, where they're constantly one-upping each other, and constantly it's like they're playing a game of chess.
Oh, okay. Well, remember when I figured out that it was a student, and then he just dropped people every hour for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know, he killed one person every hour on the hour, and then they're like, okay, he must have access to the police files.
Some kind of police files, yeah.
So he's trying to change, but it was so obvious that, honestly, I kind of feel like the FBI agent could have got away, because because remember, the FBI agent was like, well, he's on a date, just a normal kid, nothing abnormal here, but then he ends up dragging him back, on the bus, and then that whole thing happened. So the FBI, and then he kills all 12 FBI agents. It's just kind of like, wow. Like, he got their names.
Yeah, because of the other FBI agent. Yeah,
because obviously he finds out that he can control their acts before he dies, which hence he had the FBI head email all the names, and then he gave him a heart attack. So it really is an interesting anime. I'm going to continue watching it. I'm going to have more thoughts later on. Obviously, me and you are going to be eventually watching the Berserk movies. Also, on the video game front, Street Fighter V comes out mañana, tomorrow. I have mine pre-ordered and preloaded, thanks to my buddy Paul telling me that you can actually preload Street Fighter V onto your PC via Steam. I'm excited. I think it comes out. I think it maybe comes out sometime tonight, like late in the night. I will be streaming some Street Fighter V. I also will be streaming, like I said in my YouTube update, I will be streaming a lot more Fightcade. My good buddy Vic, who I mentioned in the video, loves Fightcade probably more than I do, and I love Fightcade. I'm the type of guy, I'll go on Fightcade and I will play single player Marvel superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom, and I love playing single players. Not just because the game is all nice and flashy. It's practice, because when you play somebody on Fightcade and they've been playing that shit for like 10 fucking years, or at least some form of GGPO, you're gonna get just your ass beat. And Vic. Oh, I hate Vic. Oh, shut up, Vic. You love it. I only use it because there's no other way to play Third Strike. That is actually true. If you don't like playing it on, what the thing is like Third Strike on Fightcade has more people playing it than you'll find on PS3 and Xbox 360 anyway. So it is actually the better choice. And especially with Max doing the Street Fighter Legacy, it's bringing a lot more attention to Fightcade. A lot more users are going on there. A lot more people are finally playing Third Strike on Fightcade. And the thing is when the last generation of consoles goes, that's going to be it for Third Strike, unless Capcom allows either Sony or Xbox to be backwards compatible with their Street Fighter Third Strike games. Kind of like how Xbox One is doing backwards compatible. Also, tomorrow, February 16th, Gears of War 2 is coming out for free via Xbox Live. If you have Xbox Live, you'll be able to get Gears of War 2. That'll be the last gen Gears of War coming out. I got the Gears of War 1, Gears of War 3, and Gears of War Judgment for free digitally, Xbox Live, but I also own the physical games themselves as well. Gears of War 2 is coming out tomorrow. That'll be the last generation Gears of War that they'll be distributing via Xbox Live Gold. And if you have all the rest of them digitally, then you're good to go. You don't even need a disc. Obviously, they're all digital downloads. I can't wait. I want to do a fucking just marathon of Gears of War. Because I played Gears of War 2 and I played Gears of War 3. I never played Gears of War 1. I did finally play Gears of War 1. a few months ago when I made that video about that Berserk fucking went after me. But I stopped it there. And I don't know. I'm excited. It's like so many great games are coming to Xbox One. I have been going through my Steam library trying to get all my backlog of games finished. I already beat Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2. I need to play. I already beat I already beat Hitman Absolution on 360, but I also have it on Steam. I already beat both I already beat both my Blaze Blues.
Sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
you were talking about Hitman Absolution. Did you know that the new Hitman? I had no idea about this, but the new Hitman's going to be episodic. I did not know this.
Which is fucking gay.
I did not know that why are so many games becoming?
Why are we going in this direction? It's just like everybody's like, fuck DLC and fuck the cost. They're like, all right, well, you don't want DLC. We're just going to chop up our normal game and give it to you in increments. What? No. I want one game. One. Give me one game, you finished
motherfuckers. You finished your last contract on the fucking on the episode, so you're gonna have to wait till next episode to continue your string of assassination contracts.
I know, right?
Like what? That doesn't make any damn sense.
One game that is actually an early access game, but I highly recommend it. And this game will play on any machine. It is called Super Indie Carts. And cart has a K on it. And the little icon to the game is a watermelon smiley face. It is a old school Mario Kart clone like the SNES. The controls are tight. They are just like the SNES version of Mario Kart. It's fucking great. I love this game. I got it on a Steam sale, and it's a game that people need to add to their wish list because it's super fun. It's amazing, and I always go back. I got it on my laptop. I got it on my desktop. The game is only $10, early access. It is amazing. You know, there's single player, there's multiplayer, there's local co-op, full controller support. So if you have a Xbox 360 controller, you're going to be able to play this game. It's amazing. That's my recommendation. Super Indie Carts with a K, on Steam. So, tight like a tiger, Catalyst. I also highly recommend, if you like dungeon crawlers like me and Mauler do. Mauler plays Diablo 3 and the expansions on Xbox One. Torchlight 2, highly recommend it on PC. It will play on almost anything as well. My laptop isn't the best, and it will actually play Torchlight 2. And great single-player experience. Your pet is basically almost invulnerable, which I discovered. My pet, I'm just like, hey, pet, go kill that. And he's like, all right. And lets you, it has a little bit of custom build for your character. You can be male or female. You can be all shades, colors. You can be, black, brown, Asian. You can be white. Your pet can also be a wolf. It can be a owl. It can be just all sort. It can be a cat. It can be like something like that. And you can also change the color to your pet too. My last one was a British. It was like a bulldog. It was pretty. He was just, and I called him. You can name your pet too, which is actually cool. In Torchlight, you can name it, and I always name mine Wolf. So named him Wolf. It was like this little bulldog that's like pissed off all the time. Remember the cartoon, the gray bulldog, in the Sylvester and Tweety cartoons?
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. Or that bulldog that rode the skateboard. It was one of those.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I can't recall the skateboard one.
Okay. Yeah, that dog died, by the way. I was so sad.
No.
Oh, no. But
Oh no.
oh no. But oh, by the way, what I'm drinking right now, I went to my gas station. I was talking to you. I got off the phone and I stopped by a gas station. Motherfucking Surge, man! They had fucking Surge in the store. I have not seen this shit in forever. I got it in a 16 fluid ounce fucking can. Fuck yes, love me some Surge. I would just pour it on my dick if I could. But that would be wasting it.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of other games, though, I don't know if anybody else realized this, because I just figured this out yesterday, or was it the day before, but this whole entire time I was under the impression that the new expansion to the Dying Light game, The Following...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, it was... I was under the impression that it was a completely separate thing to buy. They had that enhanced edition for $60 or whatever. And I was thinking, wow, there's no way I'm going to be spending another $60 on this game, even though I love Dying Light. But I didn't realize, I bought the Be the Zombie edition way back when the game released, and I had no idea that gives you access to The Following. So if you have not downloaded The Following at all, I would recommend that you have the Be the Zombie edition of Dying Light, way back from when. I highly recommend that you check your management on your the DLC, you manage your content, and check it out, because you can actually get it installed for free. And I haven't gotten the chance to play it though yet. I just now beat the story today. I took a kind of like a hiatus.
So by the way, we're actually this week, Mauler, we're doing two podcasts.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to be doing 2 podcasts.
That sounds good.
So this is three.
Will we be able to finish the damn second movie of Berserk?
Probably
this
not.
Week.
Probably maybe.
God
but we're going to be
damn it.
doing a podcast before we watch that movie, because let's give them a break from Berserk for the next podcast, and then we'll one after that. Because we did skip last week, and it's completely 120,000% my fault that we skipped last week. It's not Mauler's fault that we didn't do a podcast last week. It's mine. I just had so much shit going on that I just wasn't able. So anybody that actually listens to our bullshit, sorry.
Sorry. That's sorry.
It's oh my god. So we're gonna just do we're not gonna have it. We're gonna do a very unplanned ADD podcast again sometime this week. I think some of our unplanned ones are also the best. Vic and Paul blame us both.
Unplanned. Just like a little baby.
No, it's not Mauler's fault. Mauler did ask me like 3 times last week, hey, we doing a podcast? I don't know. Hey, we doing a podcast? Are we doing a fucking podcast?
I did actually ask you, yeah.
Every day, every morning, he's like, I wake up with like a text or like a message like, are we doing a podcast?
Hey, do I need to wake up for the fucking podcast?
Can it just be my just typical like snoring sounds when I breathe in the mic? What the fuck?
It's like, okay.
Fucking shit.
Honestly, I love what Max has done for KI. Like that I feel like the community for KI has grown so much over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It really is still unbelievable.
Yeah, it's honestly, he's helping revive a really great game, and that was my friend on Facebook telling me that he needs a fucking girlfriend. That's great, buddy. That's what that sounded like. I just glanced at my Facebook, and the first thing that pops up is like he sees me come on like a millisecond after I turn my Facebook on. I need a fucking girlfriend. Yeah. Because you're telling another man on Facebook. You're telling another man on Facebook that you need a fucking girlfriend. Then you need a fucking girlfriend. So
you go get him, Tiger.
Get him, you fucking fuck you.
You go, champ.
Go like the wind.
The champ is here.
Someone send that man a slut.
Someone.
Wait. Hold on. I gotta do something. Hold on.
What?
Wait, hold on. I gotta do
this. No, you don't.
Hold on. In a world.
Stab it.
Where one man needs pussy coming to his penis. I really like doing this sound.
What is that sound?
Now, when he doesn't know what is going to happen. My buddy Mike needs pussy. Coming to a theater near you. Watch Deadpool. Anyways, that
rated PG-13.
Did you hear the sound that was going through?
What the fuck was that? It just sounded like static. Though it was like.
Oh, when you hear the podcast, you'll hear what it was.
Well, all right.
Wait. Hold on. Since we're talking, anytime we talk about Maximilian, this is what should happen. Wait, what? That's what should happen. That's what should happen. Like, what? So I saw Max's stream today. Oh, God damn it! Oh, by the way, Max retweeted me.
It's not.
Oh, son of a fuck! You know, I was talking to Max's friend Andrew. Oh, come on! You know, that's Max didn't create that song. Oh, son of a fuck! You know, I read Maxim magazine. That has nothing to do with Maximilian. What the fuck?
Maxim magazine.
Oh.
Okay.
Remember Maximilian on Tiny Toons? Jesus Christ, Maximilian on Tiny Toons! So, you're gonna be like, yeah, I watched Max's stream. Stop it! So, oh my God. So, it was Kenny's birthday last night on his stream, so. Oh my God, why? Alright, so.
Are we good? Are we good now?
We're good. Just don't mention his name. For the love
Don't
of
say
God.
anything.
Don't.
Stop it. Shut up.
Just don't mention his name. Jesus Christ. Hey, what if we talk about Benny? Oh, come on! I said Benny!
I still need to listen. I still need to hear what the hell that sound is, that song is, because I don't hear it properly on my headset.
Oh my God.
But anyway, we were gonna talk about also the beta for the Division.
He said beta. Okay. Doesn't even have anything to do with Max. Oh! All right. God.
The open beta for Division. I forget when it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be something like the this weekend. I think.
I farted.
Sometime.
Sorry. Go ahead.
God damn it. If you didn't get to pre-order the game and participate in the beta for the Division, this is your chance pretty much to
yeah, I want to try it out.
Attend the next open beta.
I mean,
it's a very good game, I thought.
I really do. I really do, actually. I went over to my buddy Mike's, and he had on PS4 the closed beta, because he actually has it pre-ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting. The guns in the game, you can actually... You know, you can put parts to them. A gun will have maxed out. You know, it was a gun. Anyways, you can ultimately complete your gun, and I was thinking it. I didn't actually say it. What the fuck? Anyways, and the interesting part is that when you're on the streets and shit, when you go into the like the certain zone, then it's like kind of a you're with your crew, and you you can come up on other crews. Now, there's non-hostiles and hostiles. If you shoot a non-hostile, it makes you hostile, and then you have to escape. There's a timer above your head, and your name is in red, which means everybody comes out of the fucking woodwork to kill your ass until the timer's up. Excuse me. When the timer's up, it can it makes you non-hostile again. So if they hit you while you're non-hostile, then they become hostile, which allows you to kill them without any punishment. So I think it's an interesting way to control that one dickbag that's just going to go and shoot everyone and all that. And then the more you kill and the more friendly fire you do, the more your timer's going to be up, the more you're going to be hunted, because everybody's going to be like,
extended,
everybody's going to, it gets extended,
and not only that, but you permanently show up on the map. Yeah. For everybody.
Yeah, and the more you're a dick, the worse the punishment. So, it's I think it's going to be a great game. I think I don't want to see it end up like Destiny. I have a headache from yelling.
Agreed.
So
you did it to yourself.
I do it to myself. Note to self: don't say Max's name on the podcast.
God damn it.
God.
The beta is supposed to come out soon. The open beta is supposed to come out very soon. Definitely keep an eye out for it. Look up some information on it. That way you can get a chance to get in on it, if you so please.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna try.
But,
I will have my ass up Street Fighter. I said Street Fighter! Oh, man, I don't want to go to work. And it's fucking President's Day, too, today. So, happy birthday, Mr. President!
Mr. President.
Happy birthday! Fuck you! I don't know.
That was good.
Barack Obama. I said Barack Obama!
That doesn't even have anything.
That doesn't even make any sense! Jesus! I said Jesus! Not fighting game Jesus!
Fighting game Jesus. Ice Christ.
Ice Christ.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like Killer Instinct music plays or some shit. Oh my god. Let's go crazy!
Would you like to lead us out, Nom? Or
probably.
Is there any closing thoughts?
Hey guys, thank you for listening to our podcast. If you guys are listening to it live on twitch.com/evilnom, EVOLNOM, my good buddy Mauler here, and you can check the podcast out in its edited form on youtube.com/C/evilnom as well. You can check Mauler out if you look in my... Actually, Mauler, what is your YouTube?
My YouTube is just Empyrean Mauler. It's EMP. It's my gamer tag on Xbox, but I should probably say it. EMPYREANMAULER.
And that's also your... is that also your Twitch?
That is also my Twitch. Yes,
but you still gotta get the internet.
I still haven't. It's gonna be a while. I'm gonna try and get into it eventually, though.
But I will try and link your YouTube in the YouTube video.
I don't have any. I really don't have that much content.
But, well, we can I can send you the podcast. You can throw it up on yours too. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's true. I could also upload my own fucking footage. I forget. I do have access to.
I can send you the MP3. So that'll work. Anyway, Nom, this was Mauler. Thank you guys for.
Okay, don't forget to drink more Surge soda.
Surge!
Or Volt.
Drink Surge! Drink it! Sorry. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. But, what? I don't know.
All right, everybody.
Jesus Christ. All right, everybody. Drink Surge.